In this day and age, everywhere you navigate on the interwebs, there's constant pressure to follow hype and trends. And as a content creator, if you're first to be ahead of the curve, then it's more than likely you'll get eyes on you. I first realized this when video game reviewers started to get more recognition on YouTube and other social media platforms. Just a few years ago, people would at least get a grace period of a week before being bombarded on their timeline with reviews and playthroughs. And every year that grace period shortened, from 1 week after debut, to the day after, to on the day of debut, and now 1 week before the public can get their hands on it. It became way more apparent in 2023 seeing this happen on my YouTube landing page, being bombarded with the Dead Space remake reviews in January. Then with Resident Evil 4, Tears of the Kingdom, and now Diablo 4. I find myself rushing to upload content, writing, editing videos, staying up late at night, missing sleep just to get picked up by the algorithm and recommended to get viewed. Nah, this is fucking ridiculous. There was a time when playing video games, watching TV shows, seeing a movie, or reading comics didn't feel like taking part of a competition. A time when most people wanted to enjoy activities and hobbies without pressure to rush in order to avoid being spoiled by random individuals. I haven't felt or been in that kind of atmosphere since I was young and growing up during the late 90s and 2000s. A time when I couldn't afford to have all three consoles and just stuck to PlayStation because that was the platform I was most comfortable with. Every once in a while, a friend and I would trade consoles for a week, and that allowed me the opportunity to play Xbox exclusives. But I never felt like I was missing out on Nintendo and Xbox exclusives because I was just taking my time to enjoy the games I already had in my possession. Not even for PlayStation games I hadn't played because people respected each other's limited experiences and would just simply encourage each other to try a game because they enjoyed it. This was also the case for watching TV shows, going to the movies, and reading comics. For example, when the first Marvel Civil War took place, I missed out on the initial conversations my comic reading friends were having because I wasn't up to date. But I never felt pressure to read as soon as possible and got the opportunity when I could afford to purchase those issues. During the beginning of the social media boom, platforms like Instagram, YouTube, and Vine were allowing people to express their love for the fantasy genre regardless of medium. Finally having the ability to connect with people who had the same interests all over the world, sharing anime clips, manga panels, gameplay compilations, and being able to watch playthrough of games that I didn't have access to. It was honestly a good time, and even got to the point that people would like to share their passions were able to monetize their hobbies by reviewing their favorite movies, TV shows, reading material, and of course, video games had become a lucrative opportunity for companies to partner with creators and advertise their products in exchange for income. But as always, too much of a good thing can be bad, and we are now at a point where shared hobbies and pastimes feel like a job for creators, but more importantly, an exhausting race to be first. To the point that bigwig companies are incentivizing creators to do too much by waving a paycheck in their way, which puts into question who nowadays is keeping their values intact. Now don't get me wrong, there have always been go-hards that always had to be the first to consume entertainment, but with added access to the internet and social media platforms, it has become the norm to rush for credibility of being first. First to read, first to watch, first to play, first to experience, first to give their thoughts, to be a know-it-all. This achievement of world first was something I honestly thought was unique to World of Warcraft raids, but it seems to have transcended the MMO community and into consumerism. I even found myself falling into this poisonous mindset, rushing to read the newest chapters in order to give my thoughts, rushing to finish games I should be taking my time to enjoy, and having a backlog of games purchased in my library. forcing myself to binge watch shows that I'm interested and uninterested in, then awkwardly finding myself feeling as if I missed out on conversations on the newest blockbuster debuts, sacrificing my enjoyment, which would allow me to create better quality content that my viewers will find intuitive, all in the name of capitalizing on opportunities to be ahead of the curve and trying desperately to please an algorithm that was unfair to begin with. Look, competition is great. It encourages people to put their foot forward to evolve and be the best creative version of themselves. Yet, I find it astonishing every time I come across a relatively unknown creator, especially here on YouTube, with quality, detail-oriented, engaging, thoughtful content constantly being overlooked, resulting in low views and subscribers because of favoritism. Yes, no matter how much YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, etc. like to encourage consistency, hard work, and following the rules of the platform, algorithm is just another fancy technical term for being favored. In honesty, yes, applying these methods have garnered some amount of success for my channel as well, but this kind of practice in the long run isn't healthy. This is why often you see creators, successful ones at that, having moments of burnout and or completely quitting their content creation careers. My whole stake in this argument is to encourage everyone to take your time. It's okay to play that game at your pace and enjoy it. Watch that show one episode at a time. Go see that movie when the theater is empty. Read the new chapter after the hype is down. It's fine. If no one wants to talk about it, if no one wants to hear your perspective. I know it sounds hypocritical given that this unhealthy practice of being the first can lead to newfound success, but are you willing to sacrifice your mind, body, and spirit for temporary gain? My well-being is more important in the long run, and I have confidence that my content is of quality, and I often read comments that enforce that viewpoint. So regardless if the algorithm deems it worthy or random viewers decide to click on it, I have learned to be okay with that. In the same breath as I write this RE4 remake retrospective, I don't know what the future entails, and I'm not here to preach my opinion as law either. Who knows what will happen when a brand wants to work with me, and they may require me to overlook my values? People will do what is fitting for them, and I hope those short-term decisions become right decisions. But going forward, when Final Fantasy 16 drops, when Phantom Liberty drops, when Warrior Season 3 drops, when Berserk 374 drops, I'm gonna take my sweet ass time and enjoy myself. You know the vibes. It's Kaizoku Sleven. Appreciate you.